Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, I wanted to get on here today and talk about lifts, specifically what I had on my 2018 Tacoma, what the cost was, what the tires were, what their costs were, all that good stuff that make up what I think is a pretty good lift for the Tacoma. So I'm also going to go over what it costs to have it removed, because recently I had it taken off because I'm getting the 2020 Tacoma. And I'm even thinking about possibly, I haven't made up my mind yet, I go back and forth, possibly putting that same lift on the new Tacoma and then maybe going to something bigger down the road. And the reason I would do that, I already own the parts, so the labor to do it wouldn't be too bad. And then I can kind of see how it feels on the 4x4 and then go to something maybe bigger later as a comparison, you know, for the channel and all that kind of stuff, because I am a YouTuber. So, what did I have? I had a 2018 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport. And what I put on it, because I wanted to get more of a level, it actually wasn't a to the extreme level lift, but it was close. I wanted a lift, and I wanted it to be a little bit more level, and I wanted bigger wheels and tires, which, if you watch the channel, then you know I accomplished that. So what did I get? I bought a 3-inch, and I'll read to you exactly how it's stated so that if you're looking for something similar, you'll know exactly what it was that I had. And it was a 3-inch, or it says, Ready Lift 3-inch front and 2-inch rear SST lift kit, and then this also included alignment as far as the pricing goes. Now, talking about pricing, I'll go over all of that with you as we go here. The price for that, and again, it includes the lift itself, the materials, the parts, the labor, and the alignment, $575. Now, you can roughly figure the lift was about $350, something like that, about 60 bucks in alignment costs, something like that, and then the balance would be labor. That's ballpark. Next, I put on a 20x9, and it says 20x9 plus 1, there's your offset, ANSA D as in David 557, matte black with a gray ring, MHT, that's the full description as it reads in front of me here, wheel. Of course there were 4 of them, because you know, you gotta have 4, right? They were 300 bucks a piece, $1,200 total. Next up, of course, you've got to wrap that wheel in some rubber or you're gonna have a problem. I originally, and we'll get to that in a minute, I originally put on an LT 295 55 R20 Nitto Ridge Grappler, and then it has a dash ATB. They were $310 a piece for $1,240. Now, the reason I say we'll get to that, since I had put those on, I actually went with a different tire. I had taken those, and coincidentally my wife was looking for some for her Jeep, and they are what's on the Jeep right now as far as the tires go. So I did not keep those tires on the truck, and I didn't because they rubbed the UCAs. When I would turn or hit bumps severely in a turn, they would hit the UCAs, and I didn't like that, I didn't want that, and I didn't really want to do anything differently to the truck. So I replaced the tires. What I went with is, again, a Nitto Ridge Grappler, and they are 275 60 R20s. Now, with those, I went from a gap of about that much, let's say, you guys can see about so much, to about this much. Something just flew by here. Something about this size between the tire and the UCA, and in going to that, I had no issues with rubbing anymore. And I think they look really good. Now, they're not quite as wide as the tires were, you know, originally, but they still look pretty darn good. And with the offset of the wheel, I still had a little bit of poke you know, the tires stuck out of the fender wells enough that I thought it still looked really good. So again, those were a 275/60 R20. Excuse me. As far as pricing goes, they were a little bit cheaper, but for ballpark, you can figure about the same, and that was $310 a piece. They might have been about $285 to $300, somewhere in there. Now, the tires themselves, of course, they had a mount and balance charge of $65 total. So to do all 4 tires, 65 bucks. And then there is a spline lug nut kit. That would be the lug nuts, of course, that were on the truck, and I wanted those all in black. Cost of that was $50. And then lastly, and I'll only tell you this because I have it right here in front of me and I had it done at the same place. This, of course, doesn't have anything to do with the lift, but I had the front 2 windows tinted. That was 65 bucks. You can have that done anywhere between probably that price and upwards of 200, depending on where you go and what grade or quality of tint you have put on. Obviously, what I had put on was not the highest, you know, quality, and it wasn't ceramic or anything like that. But I've not had any problems with it. It does the job, and I'm very happy with it. So I don't know why you'd go for anything higher. And the total cost on all of that, and again, it's including the $65 for the window tint, was $3,458.59. Yours is going to vary depending on tires you get, whether or not you have the tint done there, and your tax rate. Taxes here, I think, are relatively high at 8.25%, much higher than the 6.75%, I think, or 6.25% where I was before. So that's the whole lift and the wheel and tire setup that I had, and everything that went with it to make my truck look like it did, which I'll put pictures up probably here so you guys can see what it looked like. Now, of course, since I'm getting the 2020, I wanted to turn the truck in. We have gnats out here now. It's a jungle here. I wanted to put it back to stock to turn it back in, so I had the lift removed. Now, it was interesting, the removal of the lift, and it must be easier to do and not take as much labor, I'm sure. Relatively inexpensive, I think. It was 100 bucks plus tax. 100 bucks even plus tax, which is a total of $108.25. I think I swallowed one of those gnats. $108.25 to have the lift removed. Now, some of you might say, God, why did you do that? You should have just turned it in. Because I think that if you're going to turn a truck in, you want to have it as stock as possible when you do so. Because as I've mentioned in other videos, it's worth more to the dealership as far as their ability to resell it if it's in the original condition, which is what I tried to do. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video about what I'm going to do with the new truck. Again, this is a 2020. It'll be a 4x4 off-road. And that is, I am heavily leaning now towards putting the same lift back on if I can, if it fits. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. The truck above us up there, you guys can see right up there. I'm in a rather precarious spot. If the video suddenly goes dark, you know something went wrong with the lift, right? But I'm not exactly sure if I can put the same lift on the new truck because it's a 4x4. Or maybe I can put the same lift on it and require more parts. You know, like some kind of a drop kit for something, or who knows. It's going to be interesting to see. The other thing that I'm curious about is whether or not that lift will fit the truck at all. You know, hopefully, fingers crossed, if I do that part, or if I do this, Toyota didn't mess with anything underneath, you know, the frame, excuse me, any of the connections or any of that kind of stuff. I don't believe that they did. This is just a light model refresh. I'm calling it an option edition. So I don't believe Toyota did anything as far as the setup underneath the truck. I think everything's going to fit just fine. and we should be okay. But it's going to be interesting to see, and I expect labor to be somewhere ballpark 100 to maybe 150, maybe as high as 200. I'm not exactly sure. I will have to have the truck realigned. Anytime you mess with the front suspension, you should take it in and have it aligned. Otherwise, you're going to have some bad wear on your tires. And when you pay as much as you pay for these tires, you want to make sure that it's done properly so that you don't have wear that you're not intending. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, let you guys know. Like I said, I get a lot of questions about the setup, so I'm hoping putting it all here in one place, people will be able to find it. And if not, at least I can direct people to one video that goes over everything that was done to that truck. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You think it'll fit the 2020? I don't know. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.